Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Well, this is Thanksgiving week and you're probably busy, so we're going to have a fast Valentine's Day, it was Thanksgiving Day. Boy, that year went by fast, didn't it? Anyway, I found some material that might be interested in. It says Seaway Chorale and Orchestra will be Friday, December 2nd. And that's going to be at Flat Rock Community Auditorium, Friday, December 2nd, Saturday, December 3rd at 7:30. And it says, for ticket information, get www.seawaychorale.org. I got this from the Act Arena. They have them in the flyer things there. Okay, we know for a fact that this Saturday is Small Business Day or whatever, and I'm sure a lot of our stores down Biddle Avenue and 1st and 2nd Street are familiar with it. It's going to be Saturday the 26th rather, and then of course there's one that says Winter and Wynot, December 2nd, 9th, 16th from 2 to 7, and of course if your kids want to come see Santa Claus, hey, that's a good chance. That's going to be one of the days he's going to be there. Anyway, what happened at the council meeting this past Monday, the gentleman from Biddle Bowling Alley, rather, had a presentation to the council person, who is also a good fellow, and a beautiful donation for some people that really would like to know how they can help donate. I got this from our friend today. He couldn't make it on the show, but he figures it's 392 post office, and if these are the dates that you can find, Monday, December 5th from 9 to 3, Tuesday, December 6th from 9 to 3, and Thursday, December 8th, 3 to 8. That's a little different for people that are working. They might have to take that date. And there is applications available. Like it says, no child without a Christmas. So if you know of a family or you're a family that would like to have some help financially, with a little Christmas help, make aware of that. There's good fellows in Wyandotte that are willing to help out, okay? So anyway, that's that and that. I tried to figure out something pertaining to Thanksgiving, and it was crazy. I went down to the library, and first of all, here's something on travel back in time and see some old pictures like this. Then there was another book. It says Book of Cooking and Crafts, which would have been okay, but we have no kitchen facility here right now. So one of these days, this information might be useful. And of course, you're referring back to the 1600s. But you know what? I talked our buddy back there, and I said, would you like to read the story? So this is what we chose. Thank you, Sarah. To me, I didn't know there was a certain person by the name of Sarah Hale. Until today, I got into my computer and says, okay, give me some Thanksgiving history. And going through and through, and all of a sudden, up popped that name, Sarah. She's called Mother of Thanksgiving. Did you know that? I didn't, but now you know something. And with that, I had convinced somebody that well, he can tell a story like we used to say many years ago. The kids always enjoy the stories, but maybe you adults might like it. So let's go to that, okay?
Today we'll be reading Thank You, Sarah, The Woman Who Saved Thanksgiving by Lori Halse Anderson. You think you know everything about Thanksgiving, don't you? How the Native Americans saved the Pilgrims from starving? How the Pilgrims held a big feast to celebrate and say, thank you. Turkey, pumpkin pie, cranberries, the works. Well, listen up. I have a news flash. We almost lost Thanksgiving. Didn't know that, did you? It's true. Way, way back when skirts were long and hats were tall, Thanksgiving was fading away. Sure, the folks up in New England celebrated it. They'd roast a turkey and invite the relatives when the harvest came in. But not in the South, not in the West, not even in Middle Atlantic states. More and more people ignored the holiday. Thanksgiving was in trouble. It needed a superhero. No, not that kind. Thanksgiving needed a real superhero, someone bold and brave and stubborn and smart. Thanksgiving needed Sarah Hale. Now I know what you're thinking. She doesn't look like a superhero. She looks like a dainty little lady. Never underestimate dainty little ladies. Sarah Hale was every inch of a superhero. Not only did she fight for Thanksgiving, she fought for playgrounds, for kids, schools for girls, and historical monuments for everyone. She argued against spanking, pie for breakfast, dull stories, corsets and bloomers and bustles, and very serious things like slavery. As if that weren't enough, she raised 5 children, wrote poetry, children's books, novels, and biographies, was the first female magazine editor in America, published great American authors like Henry Wadsworth Longfellow and Edgar Allan Poe, and composed Mary Had a Little Lamb. How did she do all these things? She was bold, brave, stubborn, and smart. And Sarah Hale had a secret weapon. A pen. When Sarah saw something she didn't like, she picked up her pen and wrote about it. She wrote letters. She wrote articles. She wrote and wrote and wrote until she persuaded people to make the world a better place. Nothing stopped Sarah. Sarah Hale loved Thanksgiving. She wanted the whole country to celebrate it on the same day. When folks started to ignore Thanksgiving, well, that just curdled her gravy. She picked up her pen. Sarah wrote thousands of letters asking politicians to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. She wrote magazine articles asking her readers for help. The women of America listened. They put down their babies, their hoes, their skillets, and their washing. They picked up their pens and wrote. When the letters arrived, the politicians listened too. One by one, the states officially made Thanksgiving a holiday. But that wasn't good enough. Sarah Hale wanted the whole country to celebrate together, like a family. She went to the top. Sarah wrote to the president himself, Zachary Taylor. He refused. Did that stop Sarah? No. She waited for the next election and wrote to the new president, Millard Fillmore. He said no too. Did that stop Sarah? No. She was bold, brave, stubborn, and smart. Sarah wrote to the next president, Franklin Pierce. Wouldn't a national holiday of Thanksgiving be wonderful? No, Pierce grumped. Sarah penned an elegant letter to President James Buchanan. She gave all the reasons why America would be better off if everyone gathered on the fourth Thursday in November to give thanks. President Buchanan disagreed. He had other things on his mind. Sarah felt like the stuffing had been kicked out of her. Everything was going wrong. America was at war, the North against the South. States that had promised to celebrate Thanksgiving changed their mind. The country was falling apart. It was a bleak and scary time. Did that stop Sarah? No way. Nothing stops Sarah. Superheroes work the hardest when things get tough. She picked up her mighty pen and wrote another letter, this time to President Abraham Lincoln. America needed Thanksgiving, now more than ever. A holiday wouldn't stop the war, but it could help bring the country together. She signed the letter, folded it, and slid it into an envelope. She wrote Mr. Lincoln's name and address on the envelope and stuck on a stamp. She mailed the letter. She waited and waited. And then Lincoln said yes. Lincoln said yes. In 1863, President Lincoln made Thanksgiving a national holiday, a day for all Americans to give thanks together. It took Sarah Hale 38 years, thousands of letters, and countless bottles of ink, but she did it. Nothing stopped Sarah. That bold, brave, stubborn, and smart lady saved Thanksgiving for all of us. Thank you, Sarah.
For some people that have been asking who Patricia Cole is, we found out at the earlier part of the week, Pat Cole actually passed away. The only picture I had of her was the one that she took when she was retiring from her employment here. And she was one of the Woman of Wyandotte first applicants. And it was a nice evening. It was felt right just for her. There she's on the picture with the Governor Granholm at that time. Anyway, our condolences to the family. A lot of people have been talking about her and saying, okay, who is she? Found out she was a business teacher first at Wilson Junior High and went all the way up to being the superintendent. So a lot of memories. One day we'll probably get in touch with somebody and talk about her era at the Wyandotte Superintendent of Schools. Anyway, I hope you're having a good Thanksgiving. I know we're going to have some family over. I know for a fact that American Legion Post 217 is having Thanksgiving. If they'd like to hop down there, I'm sure they'll say, come on down, come on in. So there are other organizations that are taking different steps in different directions, but I know that one for a fact, American Legion 217 by the river is having a Thanksgiving dinner for whoever needs it. So go down there and I'm sure they'll say, come on, sit down and enjoy your day. Anyway, another thing that we found out by mistake, so to speak, at the council meeting, it might not be too consoling to some of us that we got used to the last couple of years of New Year's Eve and the ball drop and that. Something developed this year, and so that is canceled out. But enjoy the season what we can. You take care, and we'll see you next week on Up, Down, and Around Town. Bye now.